Hi, my name is Arul Paniandi. I'm from Lattice Semiconductors. So here we do HAI solutions using our FPGA.
Which part of this one is your
So
chip?
the FPGA is this tiny chip here, about 3.5 millimeters by about 7 millimeters wide.
And that's your FPGA?
Yes, correct. This is our FPGA. The rest of the board has circuitry that connects the FPGA to this board here, which has a USB output that we can connect to.
And here at the Computex 2025, you're showing some different demos we can check out that we can explain what it's doing.
Sure. So this demo here uses this exact same board. It has an embedded camera on the screen. And using this camera, we are using it to detect the person in front and the orientation of that person's head, yaw, pitch, and angle roll. And we can use that orientation to build multiple applications that take advantage of it. For example, we can use the head orientation to automatically turn on and off the screen, depending on whether a user is paying attention to the screen or not. Right? We can also use it to measure the distance a person is from the screen, and we can use it to build many applications like controlling, say, the speaker's volume depending on how close or how far is a person away from the screen. So these are some example applications that you can build just because the FPGA is enabling us to run this HAI solution on the edge, which can detect a person's location and orientation to the screen.
And you call it the smart camera module?
Correct. So we call this the smart camera module because this essentially has a camera built on it. It functions exactly like a camera module, but the FPGA on it provides the smartness for it to be able to do all these functions.
And you designed it to really fit nicely on the top bezel behind on this laptop screen.
Exactly. We designed it really thin enough so that it can fit nicely onto the bezel. But because of the small form factor of the FPGA, this can essentially go into any edge devices in any size. Actually.
Do you have big market share in like laptop webcams already?
Yes, so we have products with this that have already been deployed into laptops and other solutions. So this is a proven technology that has already been in market at this point.
And how is the power consumption of your edge AI in this situation?
So our solutions have really, really low power. So Lattice FPGAs is one of the lowest power in the FPGA industry so far, right? With our laptop solutions, we can achieve up to like 10 milliwatts for active AI detection.
And it says Windows laptops, humanoid robots, industrial applications.
Exactly. So these are examples of use cases where this module can go into.
All right. And here at your Computex room, what else you really like to talk about? What do you like to show?
Sure. So apart from face detection, we also have solutions that is able to detect gaze. So based on the eye gaze directions, we can automatically select which of these numbers that we're actually doing at this point.
And your chip is right there behind the webcam?
So this is a software-only solution. So we are using the webcam on the laptop to do this function. And we have the software running in the background that's able to detect the gaze and select which object we're doing.
But is it running on your chip also?
No, so this doesn't run on the chip, but this is the model that we can move onto the chip if needed. So here the innovation is really the AI model that runs the gaze detection.
And there's some configurations here you have. Like, are you talking about, for example, detecting people with glasses without, or there's all kinds of ways you could dwell time to select?
So basically what we're doing here is to configure the system to detect the gaze of the person in front. So the configuration here allows us to calibrate according to the person's, say, location and distance, so that when we look to the objects on the screen, we can correctly detect which corners are we actually looking at. Right? So those configurations are for those.
Nice.
And here we have another function where we can detect hand gestures depending on the user that's in front, right? So we can do whichever hand gestures that we actually doing here, right, to detect which function that we're actually going with, right? So these hand gestures we can now used to enable other sort of applications, for example. So instead of using a remote, we can now use a hand gesture to control an application on the screen. So that's one example. The other example is we can use these hand gestures to do functions like what a mouse is used to do. So as you can see on that screen, we have one of our engineers using the same hand gestures to control a PowerPoint that's moving on the screen, right? And this is excellent for any scenarios where someone wants to do a presentation, is far away from the laptop, and you can just use the hand gestures to move.
SenseAI, is it running on your chip?
So SenseAI is a software development kit that we provide together with our chip, our solutions, our packaged devices. It's a complete suite that has tools, the devices, and the development kit itself for developers to come in and build their own AI models on top of it. So this is one example of solution that can be built on the SenseAI development kit.
Is there your chip and your solution with this camera there?
Correct. So this is based on this solution here that you can see on the screen. So here what we do is we are bridging a cameras to a NVIDIA AGX GPU, right, through an Ethernet interface. So here what happens is the device or Lattice device provides the bridge to bring the video input to the device through an Ethernet cable, and all the AI functions are done on this GPU. Now, taking that same concept, now we have products here that's being built where customers have taken the same design, built this board, but they've now put more logic in between to do additional functions. For example, here they have implemented, say, an ISP in the middle to enhance the image that's coming in. Same function here, where as you can see, you have your video image on the left, bringing it to the display out, and they've put an ISP pipeline in the middle for this camera function.
All right. So are you big in the ISP market and the industry?
So we are big in the, so we are focusing a lot on the imaging functions. We allow ISPs to be built by our partners, and some of these ISPs are being built by our partner vendors as well. So we don't specifically build ISPs per se, but we do provide ISPs when our customers need them.
All right. Cool. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.